Good morning. Good afternoon. That's what happens when you're so nervous. My name is Dan Pantoja. The indigenous peoples in Mindanao gave me a name because they're always complaining. Every time we introduce you, you give your name Luis Daniel Alba Pantoja. It's the name of our conqueror. And then they look at you as enemy. Can you go back to your tribe and ask for an indigenous name so we are not so embarrassed at introducing you? And so I went to my hometown and they gave me our last name before the colonialization of the Spaniards, of the Filipinos by the Spaniards. And that's Sumulong, means to advance. And then they gave me the name Lakan. It means proponent. And they could say, yeah, that's too positive. Knowing you, you're more of a mastermind than a proponent. So I would like to share with you my journey. I'd like to go back, since we are praying and we'll be working towards creating spaces as companions. Let's go back to the original concept in the New Testament called koinonia, which is really the root of companionship. I would like to discuss the qualities of that companionship, which is covenantal bonds, relational depth, organic growth. But then as we go through history, these attributes of companionship got marred. Covenantal bonds became mere contractual agreement. Relational depth became more transactional interactions. Organic growth became more organizational structures. And now I would invite you and say, you know, as I have been listening since day one of our gathering, we can say that we can redeem biblical partnership in the 21st century with, you know, we cannot just throw away what we have right now. We have to transform. Like this morning's metamorphosis, right? So contractual agreements transformed by covenantal bonds. Transaction interactions transformed by relational depth. Organizational structures transformed by organic growth. Let's deal with them one by one. There are two influencing sources of this presentation. Number one was the book by Thomas Yoder, Koinonia, The Gift We Hold Together. Thomas Yoder Neufeld reflects on the New Testament's vision of koinonia, not merely as fellowship, but as deep, active participation in the life of Christ and one another. He stresses that koinonia involves mutual sharing of burdens, gifts, and resources in a spirit-empowered community where vulnerability and interdependence mark relationships rooted in grace and mission. So this is the biblical text, the exegesis of the biblical text. But then I also received from Doug a book, Towards an Ecumenical Theology of Companionship. Oh, the other one was forwarded to me by Jeanette. So I have two bosses giving me reading assignments. I enjoy them. In this book, from the World Council of Churches, it articulates companionship as an act of sharing life, walking together, listening deeply, and discerning God's will in community. This theology of companionship emerges from lived experiences of churches, especially in the Global South, seeking justice, mutuality, and dignity in relationships often shaped by colonial and economic equities. This is more of historical exegesis. We have biblical exegesis, we have historical exegesis. So, at least when I shared all these things, I can tell you, I got this from the books forwarded to me by my bosses. Number 1, covenantal bonds. Biblical companionship is rooted in covenant. The solemn promise of fidelity and mutual support seen throughout Scripture. God's covenant with Abraham in Genesis 17, Ruth's vow to Naomi in Ruth, and Paul's commitment to the Philippian church all reflect a relationship of enduring solidarity. In the life of Mennonite Church Canada, local congregations can build covenantal ties through long-term relationships that transcend leadership changes or funding cycles. These bonds create sacred trust and a sense of being called together by God, not merely aligned by common goals. The second ideal application of biblical partnership or companionship is relational depth. Jesus' ministry embodied relational depth. He wept with friends. Crying is part of our companionship. If I cannot cry with you, that means I don't empathize with you. And he listened to the marginalized in Luke 8 and restored broken dignity in John 4. Paul urged believers to bear one another's burdens in Galatians 6 and to regard others as better than yourself. Within MC Canada, this implies that inter-congregational and inter-family partnerships may prioritize listening and discernment. Programs and joint projects should arise from trust-filled conversations, not just strategic planning. We need those, but we go beyond that. Working with indigenous peoples, newcomer, rural congregation means honoring their voice, culture, and tempo. The third is organic growth. We need to grow, and not just because we want to decolonize, we want to stop growing. No. The early church grew organically in Acts 2, guided by the Spirit rather than imposed plans. Paul's work in local assemblies like Corinth, Philippi, and Ephesus shows how contextual, ground-up communities emerged. In MC Canada, companioning congregations can empower one another by encouraging local leadership, learning from contextual theological reflection, and co-developing initiatives rooted in local strengths and dreams. Resources can flow in response to Spirit-led vision from below, not as prepackaged solutions from above. So these three, this is the nature, this is the attribute, this is the character of the church. But somehow, throughout history, boy, I'm nervous. Throughout history, when we went through Industrial Revolution, we kind of mechanized things, mechanized social realities. So during the Industrial Revolution, factory systems formalized labor relationships through contracts. You know, before there was the guild, right? And the guild would train, the master of the guild would train the apprentice would train the journeyman. I didn't know about this until I was working on this. And so there was community, there was relationships, even in trade. But somehow the manufacturing system made social interaction impersonal and mechanical. And somehow it affects modern mission. Modern mission partnership often mirror these legalistic structures while accountability is vital. Contract-heavy partnerships can lead to rigid arrangements where adaptation to local change becomes difficult. Churches in the global north may unintentionally treat global south partners as service providers to predetermined objectives rather than covenant companions in mutual discernment. Relational depth was also marred. It became mere transactional interactions. The colonial and post-colonial missionary models operated largely through resource exchange. Funds and knowledge from the West, evangelistic labor from the South. This transactional model, while efficient, created dependence and reinforced inequalities. In today's global church, this continues when congregations or conferences expect measurable outputs in exchange for funding. Like, I experienced this as a third world or global south workers. I felt like a professional mendicant. And it doesn't add to my dignity as a Christian, as a follower of Jesus. So, I don't want to be reduced as a local partner to implement the vision of the founder. And this can happen even within MC Canada when congregations with more resources help those with fewer without developing reciprocal, empathetic relationships. Organic growth was also marred. It became mere organizational structures. Colonial missions introduced Western ecclesiastical structures, parish systems, governance boards, standard liturgies into very different cultural contexts. These structures often undermined indigenous or organic expressions of faith. One indigenous leader told me, you're a church worker. You're from a Canadian church. What are you going to do in our village? Are you going to church plant? We have so many church plants here. Before you guys, Christians, came, we were one tribe. We have unity. Then you came. Now we're subdivided into many, one Christian and yet different organizations. You have so disunited us. Today, organizational frameworks from northern institutions are still exported globally. And this is the cry of my heart. I live in an archipelago, 73 plus languages with different cultures. So you're talking about intercultural. We are forced to be intercultural naturally. So we're already divided. When Spain took over us, the Governor General went to King Philip and said, "Hey, King Philip, I have a gift for you, the whole archipelago and all the people in it." That's why we are called Philippines. Those given to King Philip. So whenever I say I'm a Filipino, I'm saying to you, I'm a loser. So, not only those organizational frameworks within MC Canada, we can change, because within MC Canada, national standards or theological education models may unintentionally marginalize voices from culturally distinct or newly forming congregations, unless these structures remain open to adaptation and mutual influence. So, what are we going to do? We have seen the past. We have looked at the present. Let's look at the future. This is my prayer. There was a question yesterday. What's your aspiration or dream for Mennonite Church Canada? This is my dream and my prayer and my aspiration. I will be retiring from being employee of International Witness. But you cannot get rid of me being a Mennonite worker in the field. All I have to lose is the Mennonite salary. That's sad. Anyway, I'm a Canadian citizen, so I will have CPP. Contractual agreements transformed by covenantal bonds. My brothers and sisters, formal agreements are necessary. I'm not saying throw them away. Maybe I'm wrong, but it seems what I'm hearing is that because there is the reality of colonialism and the church has been a complicit in colonial dynamics geopolitically, it seems, how do you say that in Canada? It seems we're throwing the baby out with the bathwater. I'm a Canadian too, only I'm brown. And whenever we say colonialism, where's my brother? Brother, I affirm what you said last night. You see, decolonization, by definition and by its nature, is at the very least a two-way dialogue. It cannot be a monologue. That's the first thing that my brother also expressed in different way. Another reality about decolonization. You who did the act of settler colonization. English. I'm ESL. You are not supposed to initiate decolonization. We initiate decolonization. You affirm. You support. But don't say, we know how to decolonize the situation. Because you're the one who did the colonization. But not everything in colonization should be thrown away. The fact that I am speaking English to you is part of my colonization. I love it. Right? I love Tim Hortons. I don't like Starbucks. So formal agreements can serve covenantal relationships if grounded in trust and spiritual discernment. Just as Paul used letters, a form of covenant record, to strengthen relational bonds in Romans 16, agreements today should include mutual commitments to presence. We should be there. Right, brother? We should be there. Don't make decisions on decolonization without us. As you said, it's another colonization. Commitments of presence, prayer, accountability, and open-ended accompaniment. Not just project-based, not just budgeting or just funding program, we want you to walk with us. In MC Canada, Memorandum of Understanding between congregation or area churches can explicitly name the shared journey of faith, not merely deliverables. Look at the pictures. Left, top left. Our Mennonite executive leaders visited us in Mindanao. And they met with our lawyer. Lawyer? Missionaries with a lawyer? Yeah, we're involved in intergovernmental and rebel forces. And if we make false statements or wrong move, we can be legally liable. Very dangerous, right? This conflict transformation ministry. So, our Mennonite Canada leaders met with our lawyer. And our lawyer shared, without them requiring me, they didn't even know that I have a lawyer. Oh, Coffee 4 Pieces paying the fee, not you. Our lawyer is a Muslim woman. So that when we made some boo-boo with Moro Islamic Liberation Front, she would be our lawyer. But because she's a lawyer within the Republic of the Philippines, she can also speak for us to the government. And she's really sold out to this non-violent, loving love of God. You're also sensitive enough to meet the next generation of our leaders. So you're not just saying, oh, you're our employee after your employment, that's it. No. Thank you for coming to the Philippines because you met Bennett, that's the lady at the back of Norm. And Bennett will be the new president and CEO of Peace Builders Community. Emil, sitting at the back of Doug, is our new board chair. You know, giving all these jobs to this next generation makes me insecure. It's like giving your baby, right? Oh no, these are now 20-year-old organizations. And the beauty of this, in the midst of transactional dynamics, in the midst of contracts, we know that this is wrapped by a covenant. And you see us in a covenant communion relationship. And this is the deeper reality. This is the reality of our relationship. Common bonds, communion, companion, eating bread together. Companion. The transactional interaction should be transformed by relational depth. Transactional engagements such as fund sharing or technical assistance can be life-giving when rooted in friendship and mutual respect. Jesus accepted the anointing of perfume from Mary in John 12. And some of the apostles says, ooh, that's expensive than Chanel. Right? But it's a gift beyond utility and reciprocated with affirmation and honor. Similarly, MC Canada congregations might enrich transactions by practicing mutual storytelling, praying for one another, and hosting intercultural visits so that each exchange becomes relational rather than merely functional. You visited us several times, but these are the latest visit, right? And when you're visiting, the whole tribe comes. And I remember the question to you, Doug. Are you here for coffee and church planting? You know what? They're so tired of the, what do you call that? Carrot How do you say that? Carrot stick, you know? Woohoo! Aid from Canada. Church plant. We're tired of that. So they said, you're welcome here since you don't have a program. Because every time they ask me, what's your program? What's your funding? I said, we will listen. Because we have been taught by Jesus that listening is the first act of love. And when we come here, pictures below, you listen to us too. So the third is the organizational structures transformed by organic growth. Structures serve the church when they enable spirit-led emergence. The Jerusalem Council in Acts 15 created space for Gentile believers, the drama last night, right? To thrive without adopting all Jewish customs. A model of flexible structure respecting diverse contexts. In MC Canada, denominational bodies can support organic growth by adapting polity and programming to indigenous cultural frameworks, rural rhythms, or urban innovations, trusting that the Spirit should speak through the local. The area churches can be facilitators rather than gatekeepers of local innovation. This just happened. Thank you very much because many of you contributed to this Malipayon Peace Hub project. When we dedicated this, we let the tribal, the indigenous people welcome us, even though we're the one who financed the building. You know what's happening here? Not because you're the one funding, does that mean you're the host? They are the host. And this is partnership on equal terms. And that's why they were the ones who welcome us. On the top right picture, it was the woman chieftain who did the dedication. And she's a pastor. She's a Christian pastor. But she did not embrace the Western way of worship or the Western way of doing ritual. Same thing with this spiritual leader. And when we hand over, turn over, English. When we turn over the building, Norm gave it to the lady who's taking care of this Malipayon Peace Hub. And then as you see, the new leaders are the ones who are with us. And yet, you're still there. You sent Ben. Is Ben here already? Oh, there's Ben. Stand up, Ben. Ben was there for 14 months. And you can talk to him at International Witness Table. Your presence is still there. And you don't have to be the boss from the West, right? But at the same time, we can respect you and you can respect us. So, let me conclude. Am I beyond my 20 minutes? Bridging biblical vision and contemporary realities in Mennonite Church Canada. To create spaces as companions in MC Canada, we must move from hierarchical and transactional models to partnerships shaped by covenant, depth, and organicity. This requires reimagining relationships. That's why we're having a problem. It's hard to reimagine new things. If we have old wineskins, it's hard to get rid of the old wineskins because the new wine will explode it. We need new wineskins. And it's hard to go through that transition. So, through the lens of koinonia, a gift we hold together, and companionship, as we have learned from the exegesis of our history, that we marred our biblical companionship. We can transform. We can experience metamorphosis. As congregations walk together, they embody the heart of the gospel. Christ's self-giving love that calls us not merely to serve or be served, but to be with. Can we say that? Be with. Not just give funds. Be with. We want you to be with us. Continue being with us, and we will be with you. To be with one another across cultures, across traditions, across geographies, as friends, as siblings in Christ, and as companions on the way. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, the Holy Spirit. Amen.